How you doing, guys? This is Tanner Zagarino, class of 2017, Madtech Wrestling, 2017 New York State champion, 2016 third place winner at the New York State tournament, three-time county champion and NHACA All-American, and then went on to wrestle Division I at the University of Pittsburgh. So I guess I'll talk about my experience at Madtech for a little bit. Started wrestling in second grade with the same unit of guys. The Hogue fathers started this kid program. Then Corey Dolson, I think, Coach Corey Dolson, got involved at, I think he was around 23 years old when he first started coaching. He was probably around the same age as you, Greavy. I think you're probably closer to my age. But we got involved in second grade, started wrestling together, and had the same unit of guys that all wrestled all the way through our senior year. Ended up having 4 state finalists, 2 state champions, and I think 8 guys qualified for the state tournament that year. So pretty special program, and I'll just say my experience wrestling at Madtech was no joke the greatest experience of my life. I've done some really go on and been blessed with doing some really cool things, but wrestling was the greatest experience of my life. Madtech's such a special community of people who actually care about a sport that otherwise people kind of look past or don't realize that it's the foundation for all the famous fighters that you guys love. And I'm incredibly blessed to be a part of that community and be still an avid fan and avid supporter of Madtech Wrestling, what Coach Greavy here is doing with getting this program going again. I just want to say that Madtech Wrestling is such a special place because there's a rich history of wrestling, and we have such a great school that supports a sport that, like I said, otherwise gets looked past, with Superintendent Petretti being such a fan, his kids both being high-level wrestlers and himself being a wrestler. Once you get touched by the sport of wrestling, I think it stays with you forever, and I can say so for myself. But if I could give advice for any Madtech wrestlers out there, or any wrestlers out there at all, is I've thought about this a lot, funny enough, over the past couple of years. Being, I achieved a lot of my goals, but I just know I could have had more fun. And I know growing up, you gain that perspective where you realize that it's being result oriented is a mute feat. I would say is that you don't end up achieving what you want when you become goal oriented. I think process oriented and really focusing on what's happening right in front of you and being present is the greatest gift I could tell any wrestler. Is that focus on the practice today, focus on having fun, focus on having a smile on your face. The more and more you get involved in what's happening in front of you rather than looking at the big picture, the more successful you'll be. I was plagued by this anxiety of that winning defined who I am. I was plagued by this anxiety that winning would make me lovable, or people would like me more, and it turns out nobody cares. People love you no matter what. Your family's always there. And luckily, I got to achieve my goals and get to the other side of that rainbow and find out that, oh man, it was not to be cliche, but it was the journey. It wasn't the destination. And I think you also will achieve your goals more successfully when you invest yourself in process, invest yourself in every day, and making sure that you're present and surrender to the fact that this is a tough sport, and that toughness is why you do it. Right? Trying to find ways to make it easy. It's number one, it's futile. Number two, it'll just only take away from your goals and take away from what you're willing to achieve and what you're going to achieve. So my advice to young wrestlers would be to be process-oriented, right? And to really invest in the moment rather than the big picture, because the big picture takes care of itself when you invest in the moment and get present and focus on having fun too, right? The more you have fun as a wrestler, the better you'll be. I've seen it everywhere. Look at the Penn State program. I mean, those guys couldn't be smiling more than any other program, despite how much it kills me, and they keep winning. So that's my advice to young wrestlers, is to focus on the present and have some fun. It's not that big of a deal. No one really cares about wrestling anyways. Bye, guys.